And how do the Filipinos who work abroad today, and you're one of the countries with the largest expatriate population, and in the remittance income, and how does that factor into your equation at the moment? Do you see that income sliding as a percentage of the total revenue in the years to come?
Well, clearly that's a source of strength, and it's been proven to be very resilient. In 2008, they expected it to drop during the global crisis, but it didn't. No? And this year, we expect to receive close to $20 billion from our overseas foreign workers. But in addition to that, we've grown a BPO industry that's growing above 20% a year, that's going up in the value chain. That's number 3 in the world already. In fact, number 1 in many subcategories. We have a semiconductor industry, electronics industry, that accounts for 60% of our exports. That's fully integrated with ASEAN. That's now complete in terms of cluster when you consider it as part of ASEAN. We are 5th in mineralization among the countries of the world. Now, in fact, that's another opportunity for us. But the low-hanging opportunity that we're really pursuing is tourism. We only have 3.5 million tourists, and that's why part of the infrastructure that we're building are airports to improve access to our tourist spots. And we're targeting North Asia as our primary market, we being the northernmost part of ASEAN with a coastline longer than that of China. China is expected to have 100 million tourists by 2015, and we hope to tap at least 5% of that.
Secretary Purisima, you've been quoted recently, being very, very vocal about the promise of ASEAN, and have been talking about ASEAN having to link, more aggressively towards India. Has some of the things that you've been saying about the ASEAN domestic market and India and so on have to do with the relationship between Philippines and China today, and some of the difficulties inherent in that relationship?
Well, first, ASEAN will be good for the ASEAN countries, as evidenced by the 13 industries that are already integrated, including our electronics industry, that has made it much more sustainable. ASEAN integrated will have a GDP of 1.7 trillion plus and a population of over 600 million. It's a market that cannot be ignored. And given the historical background of Asia, which is going to be the most dynamic economic region of the world, ASEAN will play a key role as the hub for trade. That's why we're engaging China. We have a ASEAN-China free trade initiative. We have a ASEAN-India. We have a ASEAN-Japan. We have an ASEAN-Australia-New Zealand. No? And I think that is the vision, to make sure that we play an important role in facilitating trade within Asia. In fact, most of us in Asia, our future really relies in our ability to increase intra-Asia trade with Asia as the ultimate consumer, rather than outside Asia as the ultimate consumer. And with increasing disposable incomes of the region, including tourism.
Yeah, all that given, okay, but China was your first stop in terms of tapping on the...
China is the fastest growing country of the world for the past 30 years. It will become the largest country in the world.
And how is that relationship?
It's the fastest growing component of our trade, and therefore, even in the private sector, you go to your biggest, fastest growing customer and pay a visit to tell your customer that here I am, I'm willing to do business
But your customer has been quite a troublesome customer, hasn't he?
Well, customers are, if they're customers, as they say, are always have always a point, no? And in any relationship, a vibrant relationship at that, it has to be a continued dialogue. And all relationships, whether it be business or personal, will not be healthy without a constant
What are some of the trade relationships or the economic relationships with China that has to be sort of straightened out over time, you think?
Well, we set for ourselves a goal of increasing our bilateral trade to $60 billion by the end of 2016. We set for ourselves a target of 2 million tourists between ourselves by the end of 2016. And I hope we beat that, because that's such a low number. We are talking about connectivity through the roll-on, roll-off concept. As you know, we're an archipelago. One of the key themes of ASEAN is connectivity, not just within ASEAN, but ASEAN and its neighbors, including China. And that's why they're building railroads from China through Vietnam, Thailand, all the way to Singapore, then roll-on, roll-off port back up to China through the Philippines. We look at ourselves as the northern gateway to ASEAN and the Pacific gateway to ASEAN, and that's why we're building infrastructure. And we believe that we're bullish about the Philippines, and one can't help that because finally things are aligned. Imagine no other country has grown consistently since 1998, I think, in ASEAN, except the Philippines. Imagine the past many years we have political issues. Now we have a leader with a mandate, and in fact, one of the best evidences of what he has done to use his mandate is the open sky policy. President Ramos tried it, Arroyo tried it, Estrada tried it, they failed. They didn't have the political capital. Aquino was able to do it in his first year. He opened up the skies outside Metro Manila, so that should allow any airline who wants to fly to the Philippines that the right to fly in, and we just need airports. AirAsia has set up an airline. ANA is back. Tiger Asia is there. Jetstar and Jet Airways is there. That's why we're excited about the future.
It used to be said about the Philippines that it's actually run by about 9 families or so, and it's a very land-based economy, and the large families or the main families own so much of the land in the country. What has changed that has been made your government able to push through some of these transformations through your very reckless
all countries have histories, and you need to build and learn from your history and heritage. China used to have the bamboo curtain and the bamboo wall. They don't have that now. And Deng Xiaoping opened up China to the world, and look what happened. Every country has its own stage of development, and we believe that we found a leader who has the support of the people, who has the people at its heart, who has an alignment. And I think that's the key. The Filipinos, no, wherever they are, whether in journalism or manual labor or in skilled labor, they do well. In fact, when you compare a Filipino with a Singaporean, with a Malaysian, with an American, they can compare favorably. But the country, that's difficult, no, because somehow we failed to invest in our infrastructure. We failed to solve our governance problems in the past. But I think we're working on all those areas. We believe that we have the government that's committed to sorting those out.
Secretary Purisima, thank you very much for spending time with us today.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
And all the very best in the agendas that you've set for yourself.
Well, thank you for the support and for the opportunity to share our vision. Thank you.